Okay, so we're getting ready to start round 3. We made some progress, but we're significantly in debt. I do get to draw one admin card for free because of my theocracy, and it's okay. Being able to research an idea for just 2 cost is good. The question is which one would we want? The defensive mentality is not horrible because chances are I'm going to be at war again. Whenever you place 3 or more cubes at once, you get an extra one for free. You may place 3 cubes in each area per influence action. The quest for the new world is an interesting one. I mean, we'd have to put a whole string of ships, but we could start trying to do that. I don't think getting a stream of ships is the way to go. We're going to lose our military advisor. I could forego drawing cards so I don't have to spend the 6 coins. But I will tell you, drawing cards is half the strategy to the game. I was going to say 3/4, but I think it's half. Cards give you so much power. Now, being able to say, I want to replace a military advisor. Remember, I can always grab the top one from the discard, but I don't have one at the moment. But let's grab another admin. So there's our first one. Man, none of these are any good. I'm going to grab another admin. We need a development one. There we go. That'll get us out of our debt. And remove this. So I need a ruler plus advisor of at least 3. A 2 plus 1 is 3. I'm going to get a third one. All right, so we got some decent ones. We did not get development. I'm telling you, development's in here somewhere. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to cheat and look ahead in the deck. I just, I know they exist. All right, so to keep all these cards, I need to spend 6 ducats. And what I could do is I could spend one. I can consolidate, like do a national focus to put cubes back in here, and then I can discard 2 cards and get it back and do it a second time. So I am going to do that, which is another debt for me. So here's 5 more, and then there's the 6th. So I owe 24 ducats because it's 6 per to pay it off. Every round during upkeep, I actually have to pay 3. Oh, no. So that means, when did I get those? I took them right before the upkeep. So that's going to be... I have to discard this guy. Or maybe I'll discard this one. Since he's already unhealthy. Yeah. Then I can get him back. So I'm going to discard this one. He's in the discard pile. Basically, I fired him. So that paid for 2 of these. And then my 1 ducat paid for the 3rd. And I just can't keep one of my cards. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this one. And that actually lets me take 1 ducat back. Because I would have spent 6 to keep 3 cards. I'm only keeping 2 cards for 4. And so that lets me have 1 ducat to spare. And I had to do that to pay the... I owed 3 ducats in maintenance. So that saved me 2 ducats. And then this saved me 2 more for 4. So that gave me a net of +1. All right, the first player token moves to here, and they start. They are going to do a defend action. I don't think they're going to recruit because they only have one troop out here, and they are going to put their guy right here. Sweden. Oh, by the way, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a massive army now. Unrest or focus? They have no unrest. So we're going to focus expansion. Now it's our turn. And yeah, like I said, we're massively in debt, but what I think I can do is exceptional year. That's going to cost me 2 admin cubes. I may remove unrest from one of my towns, which I do have unrest, and then I gain 9 ducats. That's the key thing, and I'm going to do 6 of them as this. So I'm going to slowly get rid of my debt. And then this will go on top of the discard pile. And I will pay the 2 of these ducats to get my advisor back from the discard pile. So I guess it's his nephew or his son. So he's healthy again. Yay! Yeah, that's it. Now we go here, and he's going to do a defend action. And then he'll spend 2 to recruit. And the army, which was not on the board technically, is going to go... This is their spot. They'll go in the same spot. So then we're back to here. He'll do a defend action. And then he's going to siege. And get rid of this. Sweden. Going to do a naval. That's an interesting one. So what they do is they're going to put a ship at a port that currently does not have a ship. So they have ports in the North Sea. Also Skagerrak. Heck, they need them everywhere. And then the Gulf of Bothnia. So which one would they choose? Well, they choose one that's going to give them 2 trade nodes. This one would give them 2 trade nodes. This one would have, but they already have one. So they'll choose this one next. Then they draw a trade card. Let's hope we benefit from this. The North Sea, they do benefit. So they're going to take that one for 2 cubes. And then Genoa and Seville. So nobody benefits from those. So it's just them. Back to me again. I'm going to do national focus. We're going to take 1 cube from each, move it over, and then I'm going to discard 2 cards. I like all 3 of these. Do I really dare just discard this? See, I needed to keep that that card that I had to get rid of. I'm okay with discarding this one. The Revolutionary Ideas is a cool card, but of the cards, these 2 are helping me with money. So I'm going to get rid of these 2. I'm going to temporarily put them there for now. Let's get the exceptional year back. This guy goes here and that guy goes there. And I'm taking exceptional year back. All right, Poland is going to siege. And defend. Because they need to move into the area still. Done. All right, now these guys can go. We're doing a military. Discarding a military card. Alright, this is interesting. Do they have any claims? Yeah, they do. They have one on me. Do not roll 1. They rolled a 4. That's claim 1. That's claim 2. Alright, so no claim was rolled. So now they roll against their military chart. And they rolled a 3, which is Odoyev. So they're going to put a claim there. Where's Odoyev? It's got to be one of these. Crimea, Saratov. Is Odoyev a town? They have Odoyev, so let's roll again. Or does it say realm of Odoyev? Nope, it's Odoyev. Roll again. From there, they rolled a 2, the Great Horde. Now that makes sense. That would be here. Done. Actually, are they done? Target strength greater than... The answer is no. If an NPR, place a claim. Target is an opponent. No. Target is eligible. Bot has less than 4 cubes. Yes. Target strength is greater than or equal to double the bot's strength. Their strength is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The bot strength is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Answer is no, so they're going to declare war. They're going to spend 1 cube to recruit. And it's going to go all the way through. Remove all their cubes. Is their army size greater than their strength double? No. Is army map on the board? No. Place it in closest? No, and they're going to move. That's why I said I got to check. They're doing the whole kit and caboodle. And their army would have removed after they did this. So what they're doing is they're placing it here, and then they're moving in. So the strength is the area plus any adjacent. So this one won't count, but they'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the NPR. And they are going to see if they draw, and they do. So they get to roll 6 dice and 2 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. All right, so they have 2 hits here, and then a 3rd hit there. So 3 hits on them, but that's it. It's just 1 round, and if the bot survives, it wins. Sweden. There we go. There's the first one doing an idea. So we're going to roll twice. 4 and 2. So it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. So they're taking benign diplomats, score their 2 points, and that is a Diplo. So what that means is they put one here on ideas. So they're going to get an extra cannon, and they place extra cubes. Just what a highly diplomatic bot needs is more cubes. Okay, back to us. We're going to play Exceptional Year again. So 2 more cubes. I'm going to remove another Unrest. It was like a perfect card for us to get. I'm going to remove this for 6. Then 7, 8, and 9. So we're at least getting respectable. We're not near bankruptcy. And this card was the king card that helped us to do that twice. We can do a trade action, try to get some money that way. Although it's not a very reliable trade card for us. We can increase stability, which would let us gain 2 ducats during the income phase. That's going to cost 3 cubes, though. And we can do commercial growth again to get a large token out, and that'll get us some extra income as well. And manpower. All right, that was a good move. We're really just trying to recover. These guys have spent more cubes than they have already. So they're going to go do an event. So let's roll for Poland. They rolled a 3. So they're doing this one. The money comes off. Actually, the money's going to come on for these 2. This comes out. This is the Lithuania one. And I don't know if this is going to be ours or not, but right here, they're choosing the Swedish one. Okay, so this one is Reject Kalmar Recess, which is, what does that 2 mean right there? Oh, it just means it's H2. Okay. Sweden loses any alliance with Denmark and may declare war on Denmark. I mean, they're not doing this one, right? Because they would choose B for them. But here's the funny thing. Denmark's already been absorbed. Sweden rejects Sven Gerson as ruler and must keep reinstate Privy Council. They gain an alliance with Denmark and 2 cubes and lose 2 points. So all it does is make them lose 2 points and they get 2 cubes. And then they gain a cube, which would be Poland. All right, Lithuania has got a whole bunch of cubes left. They're doing diplomacy. They have a crap ton of cubes here. So they also have an alliance. No, this is Poland that has the alliance. They're setting up an alliance with the same exact people that Poland is. They can't add another cube, so they're done. Sweden, diplomacy, big surprise, surprise. They have all these cubes in Pomerania. So they're going to do something there. Probably annex. Alliance possible. Yes. Oh, then they're done. Okay, it's going to take a little bit. So they're going to choose whoever has the highest tax base here. So let's move some cubes around. I think it's going to be Stettin here. Oh, I drew a marriage. So they just made an alliance with Stettin. Okay, back to us. We only have 4 cubes left. So I can't do both. This will give me 2 ducats of income. That will also give me 2 ducats of income, but it also gives me manpower. I mean, you could argue this is costing me 3 ducats, which I can't afford to lose at the moment. But I'm going to do this one and take the upgrade. So yeah, I'm putting out another big city. And this time, oh crap, look at that. I never replaced Marienburg. So my income would have been 1 more. So I'm taking that 1 more back. I could have kept that other card. I'm not going to retcon all that. But yes, now I actually don't lose this because I was supposed to always be in that situation. And what happened was this gets replaced with this. But anyways, I already had 5 of them out there. And I forgot to pay the 2 cubes. All right. I can also try to do a subjugate. The problem is I got to get cubes out. I need at least 3 cubes to subjugate Livland. Actions. It's just I need more and more actions. They're going to pass. Very quick round for Poland. They spent 7. They have 8. They're going to do 1 more. They're doing another military. Oh no. Don't roll me. Don't roll me. They rolled a 1. Which one's me? I'm the 1, aren't I? Oh, you jerk. No, no. They're at war. They're at war. Oh my goodness. I forgot. They wouldn't have rolled that. They're sieging. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. And I forgot to put out the war token. So they do have the capital. Mr. Sweden. They are going to do an event. So we're going to finally get to see what the final card is. They rolled a 2. So they're taking this one. Oh my goodness, what is that one? Gain 2 cubes in a Hungarian area and a marriage. Or take a free declare war action targeting Hungary. All PRs that are adjacent to or have a marriage with Hungary gain a claim in a Hungarian area. That's a lot of nonsense with Hungary. I mean, they are in the game. Nobody has a claim on them. Very interesting. Okay, then this one, you gain 2 in alliance with the Livonian Order. Ooh, that's actually good for us. or Crimea, and must declare war on 2 realms adjacent to eastern Ukraine. That's eastern Ukraine. Oh, way down here. I could declare war on them. And then I'd have to do Crimea. Or I have to do Muscovy or Lithuania itself, which I'm not sure I want to do. But anyways, I don't have to do that one, but that would be A. The nice thing about that is you get the alliance with the Livonian Order. The alliance helps me to do the subjugate. Border raids. Place 3 adjacent to claim place this turn. What's Black Army of Hungary? War for Bohemia. Place 3 and add rest to 2 towns in Bohemia, Austria, or Royal Hungary. Hungary, if an NPR, declares war on the town owners. There's nobody who owns any of those towns. Add unrest to all towns on Hungarian core provinces and affected areas. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't get to add unrest to anything, but I'd get to put 4 rebels out. In Hungarian provinces, and look at all this. They can wreak havoc on Poland and Lithuania. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a fan of any of these. I got to pick one. I might pick this because it has the most money, but also I don't know if I want the squares to get sick. I have a circle, square, square, and a plus. Like the triangle doesn't hurt me. But all this other nonsense doesn't help me. The Poland one would get me some money, I guess. Okay, this is Sweden. They're going to gain a cube. All players who have negative stability or 3 exhausted manpower, I guess they're never exhausted, must decrease their stability by 1 and gain 1. Then place 1 for each added. Roll rebel dice for affected areas. I have none of that. So the attrition means he's losing 1 troop for every 4 deployed. Because this is whoever's at war. Pirates. Sweden places a pirate out. Now this is interesting. They got to place it on a node. They already have one. Oh, if they did the naval action, they would have killed that. We let them collect 2 cubes because of the North Sea. They'll put it here, but this would have been destroyed. And they were the only ones that collected 2 cubes from the North Sea. I'm just going to take those away from them right now. And then all the pluses take health damage. Which I think we just said I had a plus. I do. My leader is almost dead. Okay, it's back to us. I don't have the cubes for this. I need money, so I'm going to trade. I don't think any of those help me. This one is not in the game yet. Krakow. That'll help me. Or Lübeck. So Lübeck, Copenhagen, Lund, and Hamburg. I have none of those. I just have 1 merchant. and 1 ship next to Lubeck. So I would get 2 trade power there. That would get me 3 ducats. This one's out. If I did Krakow, Kulm, Silesia, or Slaradez? I'm horrible with pronouncing Polish stuff. Kalisz, Poznan, and yeah, Sirads. I have one. I have Sirads right here. I may have Kulm as well. Let me go back and check. Let's bring this up. I need the help. All right, I know Silesia is this one. Kulm, I have it, and that counts as 2 power. Sirads, I have that. That counts as 2 power. So that's 4, and I know I don't have Krakow because that's the capital. So I have 4 plus this guy. That's 5 trade power. Man, I wish I had just 1 more. But 5 trade power, I get 5 ducats for that. And 5 is a massive help. So I'm going to discard 1 and get rid of another one of these. Now, by doing that, everybody else at Krakow is going to get 2 cubes. So that would be these guys and these guys. All right, that was a successful mission. If anything, it prolonged them from passing. Or they already passed. They already passed. So now we go here. They're going to do... Well, they're at war. So they're going to draw another card because they have more than 4 cubes. So they're going to spend 2. They're doing their military action. Right, because we had this before. They are at war. Select realm. Increase. They're going to spend 2 cubes to recruit back up. And then they're going to get armies on the board. Yes, check for mech. Can they siege? No. Hostile units? Yes. So they're moving to the next realm. They're going to attack 1, 2, 3. So they're being attacked by 3, and then they get to add 2 more dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 3 hits. But they do win, and they get a cube for that. I forgot to give them a cube for the other win when they much earlier in the battle. Heck, for that matter, I got a cube for winning. I forgot to give myself way back when I was fighting Poland. Nope, I was defending. That I don't get a cube if I'm defending. Sweden is passing. And they get a cube. Now it's back to us. We could try to trade again, but we can't use Krakow anymore. We would have to use Lubeck. Or we could just gain 2 ducats each time. And at this point, I may want to do that. Now, it might be nice to get 1 more cube out on here, because if I can somehow get an alliance with them... See, the way the subjugate works is vassalize an ally. I have to have cubes equal to the target's base tax plus opponents. The problem, the opponent doesn't have any. So that would work. All right, so we now go to here. They still have more cubes left, so they're going to do a convert or a papal curia. It'll be papal curia. They're going to discard one of these. Look at that. Development. Oh, you jerk. And then with the papal curia, it's insane, but they got so many cubes out here. All right, the other two have passed. It's back to me again. I think I want to do the event that gives me the alliance. Which is this one. So I'm going to declare war on guys that I'm going to have to do a white peace and lose points, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to declare war on the Golden Horde, because they're not going to hurt me. And I'm also going to declare war on Crimea. I could do Kaffa here, which is part of Genoa, which is way over here. But I'm going to go ahead and do Crimea, because it had to be two that were adjacent to eastern Ukraine. I definitely don't want to do these with the alliance. So yeah, it's a war I'm not going to win or ever do anything with. I get 2 ducats for this, which is very helpful for my being super poor. All PRs adjacent to eastern Ukraine get a claim in or adjacent to that area. So let's bring this closer so we can resolve this. So eastern Ukraine has Poland and Lithuania. And they get a claim in or adjacent to that area. Okay, so Poland would get a claim in that area. And then Lithuania well, where would they do it? It would be highest tax base, which is clearly Muscovy. They have cubes there, though. So they're going to choose Crimea. Begins with a C. I'm not even going to get invaded by these guys because I'm not adjacent to them. All right, what else am I causing to happen? I gained an alliance with the Livonian Order, which is the thing I wanted. Excuse me. And I gained 2 cubes. Military. And looks like that's it. All right, so now it's their turn. Well, hold on. They're the ones that passed. I gotta take this back. And then I gotta do this back. I got my wires crossed. It wasn't Lithuania that passed, it was them. And that means this card is back on top. Yay, team. These are the guys that would have gone. They still have more than 4 cards, but they would siege. So they're sieging at least 2. They're sieging 3. They are getting so powerful. So they would have done that instead of passing last turn. And now they would do an event. Yeah, I did mine. So now they're doing theirs. So we're going to roll. That's a 4, which means they would do an opposing event. And if they can't, they do the first one. So the squares are getting sick, and the triangle survived. That's 2 of my guys here. They always choose option A. They're placing 3 rebels and unrest in 2 towns in Bohemia, Austria, or Royal Hungary. There are no towns. But they're going to do 3 rebels in one of those. There's no royal marriages in Bohemia. Hungary, if an NPR declares war on one of those owners. So absolutely none of them. They do put 3 rebels out. That's all they do. I mean, Austria is a NPR, but it's not a town. Bohemia is at least next to us. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them near Bohemia. We would put them in Royal Hungary. So 3 rebels there because they can migrate over. They're not at war. So this goes off. Okay, I think that resolves their card. But now we got to do all the bottom stuff. I already did the health. The DNPRs, green and pink, expand. There's no green, but the pink does. So it's pretty simple. They expand in an area that they're already in. So we're going to just have them take Venice. Oh, they wouldn't take the capital yet. They would take one of the other ones. Then roll rebel dice. That's the big one. And thankfully, we don't have any. So we resolved ours. Poland has 1, 2, 3, 4. They do get to remove unrest from one of them. They would do that one. But they also lose a cube. 1, 2, 3, just 5 for Lithuania. One revolt. One revolt, 1 cube lost, and 1 overturned. So let's deal with the cube loss first. The one that gets flipped back. I mean, you could argue it's one of these, but they would do one of their hometown core ones first. They would do this one first. And then they get a revolt. So it would be here. It's just 1. It's not going to make that much of a difference. It does kill 1. All right, so that was their event. So now it's our turn. We could do another trade-ish type of action, but I actually think I want to do the vassal thing. So I'm going to do subjugate. I'm spending my 1 cube, and it says discard cubes equal to the target base tax. And my base tax needs to be double theirs. Well, I have a 9, and they have 3, which double is 6. So I'm going to get to vassalize a ally. So vassals aren't quite as strong. 1, 2, 3. But you can see I'm getting extra money and manpower from them. The vassals actually give you good manpower. The alliance goes away. So vassal, vassal, and vassal. Then I lose all 3 of these cubes. Now another subjugate card with 3 cubes on it will give me the convert them. So I could put 3 of these out instead. So the manpower grows slightly smaller. Like here you can see there's an extra manpower, but you got to do, there's 2 vassals you got to put out to get that extra 1 manpower. So it's very similar to just moving up here. Because you can see it takes 2 small towns to get an extra manpower as well. So it's almost like the same. And then the town, so for 3 vassals, I'm getting 3 tax. Whereas if I do 3 towns, I'm moving up 3 tax. So I'm sorry, I'm only getting 2 tax. So this would give me 3. So my tax growth would be higher if I can convert them. I need another subjugate. I need to put 3 more cubes out. But it's doable. We are getting there. And just having the vassals gives me something. So I'm trying to get out of debt here and be able to pay my expenses, and I'm slowly but surely, I think I'm getting there. All right, that was my action. Now it goes back to them. They are less than 4 cubes, even though they're at war. So they are going to pass, which then forces me to take 1 more action, or I pass. I don't know if I have one. I have 4 military cubes. I mean, I could recruit military, but then I have to pay upkeep, and I'm still in debt, so I don't know if I want to do that yet. Hanging on to the cubes is not the end of the world. I mean, I can use it next round. But, what else can I do, military-wise? I can suppress unrest, which is done. I can recruit. The one thing I could have done is, put more ships out. But that's the one thing I can't afford to do at the moment. If I put 3 ships next to Lubeck, I can get my trade power really high, and that'll give me more money. It's just that I have to pay 1 ducat for every 2 ships out on the board, plus I have to pay 4 ducats per ship just to get them out there. So as much as I want to be a trade nation, it's not easy for me to do as the Teutonic Order. Here you can see I could add 2 more to Lubeck, and then I can put 3 here. And the bots don't take the spots. They just stay out. So anyways, I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trade power, plus my merchant for a 7th trade power against Lubeck. If I did something crazy like that, this Lubeck card with 7 trade power would have gotten me 7 ducats. If I would have expanded the trade node, I would have gotten 9. I mean, it's not a super lucrative node. I mean, but it is what it is. And I also need to pay attention. I have not done a single one of these. I am certainly not making 15 ducats. So what do I do for my last action? I think I may have to just pass. I would have loved to do a trade, but I don't have a cube to do it. So I'm going to pass. I don't get to do. I mean, I could have moved my troops maybe, but I'm okay with everything. All right, all the truce markers go away. Where else was there a truce marker? I had one. That's step 1. NPR invasions. They do not invade me. This one will invade him, But it's just one lone guy. Who does nothing. Because that's a different country than that is. Okay, then rebels siege or move. And I got to look up the rules for moving. Because this barely happens. I know they move where there's unrest, but what I need to know is what happens if there's no unrest. I think they just shrink in half. And they don't actually move. So for areas with both, they siege. Non-core provinces are liberated. Core provinces get a town. For areas with rebels and no unrest, move all but one to an area with unrest, which is adjacent. If any, prefer the area with the most unrest, then player realm towns, then alphabetically. They cannot move to an area which they are outnumbered by PR land units. Battle immediately if there's PR land units in the area. If there are no eligible to move, they remove one. So yeah, that's the issue here. So the Bohemia ones, for example, there's nowhere for them to move because I have no unrest. So they just lose one. It's not half. It's very slow. These ones, though, do move. And they're going to here. Was it all of them or just all but one? All but one. All right, so then they're going to siege that, and it's a core. So they'll just put a rebel town one, and yeah, Poland is. And then what's crazy is I haven't been doing this, but if they have one for the purposes of income, their manpower gets reduced. Like, just pretend that that's covered up. So they don't get to count that as a town. Same with Lithuania when they had the similar situation. But anyways. Peace resolution. All right, I'm going to lose a point. My white peace with Crimea. Now this one, they have one province left, so yes, I'm white peacing with them. Excuse me, so I lose another point. And these guys, though, are not white peacing. They're taking everything, but they have to give back the capital. So what they can do is they actually get this province down here instead. It's exchanged basically. But there's unrest everywhere. And because they had a claim, they get to remove 2 unrest. So I was doing it wrong before. They pull back the claim now, and that lets them remove 2 unrest. It could have been anywhere. They could have moved it down here. But that makes the most sense to remove it there. All right, so then prestige penalties. Poland is going to lose 1 point. So they're now -1. Religious dissent. Flip. The bots only get one. Even though they have a million, they would flip that one. Roll rebel dice. So they get 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's technically not theirs anymore, so we're going to lose a cube, but they do get to flip one back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One rebellion. And lose a cube. The rebellion's going to go up against their troops. So nothing happens. All right, then we do income upkeep and blah, blah, blah for everybody else. So let's do them first. Manpower is reduced to 4. They get 5 cubes back. 6, 7. And 1. 2 of these go back. Okay, they're ready to go. These guys are bonkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 7 cubes. The rest of these go in the trash. Two of them go back. That goes back automatically. Three go back. Oh. They are at 10 manpower. Stays the same. So now it's to our sorry state of affairs here. We make 9, 10, we make 11 ducats. That's improvement. This is 9, minus 4 is 5, minus 2 is 3. Now what I could do is I could choose to discard these, then use my theocracy to get them back full health again. I'm going to do exactly that because they're sick. So right now I don't have to pay the maintenance, but I will when I pick them up. Excuse me. So back to the drawing board. I made 11 ducats. That reduces it to 9. This is 8. This plus the other ship is 7. So I get 7 ducats. I would love to get rid of this, but I actually need it to keep my cards. So there's my 7 ducats. And then that's why I need to pay for them. I need to pay for them or otherwise I don't get cubes. It wasn't as sweet of a plan as I thought it would be. So this would be 6 of those ducats. So there goes that 7 ducats I was hoping to get. But now I get 3 cubes instead of just 1. And then this is going to give me 4 cubes. instead of just 1. And then this is going to give me 3 more. That's well worth it. And yes, if they die or whatever, I could still just pay for them to come back. All right, so let me get my free card first, which I know is a beautiful one. It is development. So now I can finally turn a small into a large 2 times. That is fantastic. So we can get 2 more of these bad boys out. Then what am I doing? I need a Diplo. And I got a subjugate, so I don't even need to get to one in the discard pile. So that is perfect for the first draw. And then I'm going to draw an admin and another admin. Oh my goodness, I got 2 development cards. Okay, that cost me 6 ducats to keep. This one I don't need to keep because it's giving me colonists. I would get 1 whopping colonist. Or I'm going to appoint an advisor from the top 5 of discard pile, which I don't need to do. The only reason I would keep it is if my ruler dies. I don't think I can use a mercenary ruler because that's what this... I can only do it if the flag matches. So I may have to go interregnum. So I don't need this. So I'm going to save 2 ducats by getting rid of this card. And I do owe 4 ducats, though. And I have it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm still in debt, which I owe 1 upkeep for. Look at that. I spent every dollar to my name. All right. Last but not least, I know my card is in here. Disputed Secession. That's my card. War of the Priests. Teutonic Order gains a alliance with a realm adjacent to Poland and 2 cubes in that realm if it's an NPR. I could pick Bohemia or something like that. We can take a free declare war action. Man, they have a lot of faith in me being able to win a war. Or I could pledge fealty to Poland. I lose 2 points and 2 military cubes, but I gain 2 Diplo and an alliance with Poland. And I gain 1, or whoever plays the card gains a Diplo. I mean, you lose 2 points, but actually that might be the better move. Having Poland on my side, their tax base is... Where are you, Poland? Their tax base is less than 10, even with this city back. It's a 9, so I wouldn't lose the alliance. I mean, then they could help me if somebody else declares a war on me. That's not horrible. I do get my leader, which is nice. I mean, if I were to declare war, who would it be on? I could pick anybody that's next to Poland. I'm assuming I could maybe even pick Lithuania, although... Or did it specify NPR realm? I get the 2 cubes if it's an NPR realm. So I could pick Hungary, put 2 cubes in Hungary. That's a big NPR realm to have an alliance with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.5, 9. So it's not a 10. So I won't lose the alliance because there's not 10. Heck, I could pick the Ottomans, but they're probably more than 10. So I would lose the alliance. Like, Hungary would be a really nice one. Because then, if Poland declares war on me, Hungary will join. if Lithuania declares war on me, Hungary would still join because they're next to Lithuania as well. It just doesn't protect me against Sweden. And I could also pick Bohemia, which is 2, 3, 4, 5 strength. But they're only going to help me with nobody, actually, because they're not... Like, these guys will join the war if they're adjacent to whoever's attacking you. I mean, I could try to pick stuff in Pomerania or Brandenburg. I just don't think that's going to be very doable. If I can get Livland to join me, then I can expand into Novgorod. It's sort of a long empire, but if I get the extra income from being over here, then, yeah, people might still declare war on me at some point, but I at least have the manpower and the economic resources to beat them back. All right. It's good to know. I think either way would work for us. The 2 cubes in Hungary is not very helpful. That's the only thing to say about that. And I can pick and declare war on Hungary, which, yeah. And then there's Polish Golden Age. And see, this is the last one. And then we're going to be progressing to Age 2. So when you declare war, we do a call to alliance. You have to discard 2 from the NPR. Well, that's the reason why you need the 2 cubes. If it's defensive, you discard 1. If they're at peace and they're adjacent to either your realm or to the new enemy. I guess, yeah. For each NPR, you flip it to the fire side. You get available manpower, which means you still have to hire them, equal to half the tax value of them, max 5 units. You gain 1 cube if the Emperor ally is adjacent to the enemy. Yeah, that's not as helpful as I thought it would be. Although they will do an NPR invasion for you. It's something. I just don't know if I necessarily want to go to war with Poland over it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the big one. Look, I actually have a... If I had the money, I could have a decent-sized army. All right, well, we technically started the final round, so let's go ahead and keep rolling. The first player marker now moves to Sweden. Oh, we forgot to do 4, 7. Discard. All right, Sweden's first. They're doing a focus on war. And that gets discarded. All right, we have a lot of development to do. So I'm going to do this, and we have the possibility to get prosperity. Exhaust all uses on a development display card that you have in play by performing actions listed on the card. Now we get 2 Diplo cubes. So I'm going to spend 2 admin. I have to take another loan for the 3. And then it costs me, that's to play the card, and then it costs me 1 to exhaust 2 uses of it. I have 2 left. So I'm going to develop a small into a large. We're just going to do our home province here, where all of our cores are. Poland. They can't convert, so they're going to... Oh, no, hold on. Poland is going to do a defense. They don't need to recruit, and they're going to place on the board. There? Yeah. Lithuania. Unrest. It's going to cost them 1. One of these comes out. They get to flip 2. Which 2 do they flip? Highest tax base. That would be here. Papal Curia. And they do put one on. And before I forget, we have to do a couple of things. First things first. He was the Papal Curia, so he gets another cube. Next, for 2 rounds now, I forgot to check Imperial Authority. So the first one was a 2, but he's already at a 2, so it would not have moved. Next one is a 6, so he would have moved back up. And yes, that's basically it there. All right, it's back to us. I am going to do development again. Whoops. I don't need to do this one. I'm going to exhaust this one all the way. And we're going to get another big guy out. All right, so I got 4 big cities out. That's going to give me 11, 13 tax base. More importantly, I exhausted a card. And I got off the Schneid. So I actually scored 5 points here for prosperity. Yay. And I gained 2 Diplo cubes. You know, I said that they gobble up all the ideas. I think it's because I play massive, like I play 12-player games, like with 6 bots and 6 player realms. So basically, I'll play a game where it's me versus 11 bots. Or the game I partially played where it was me versus 5 other bots. I think, you know, with the extra bots, they do these and gobble them up. This is actually a decently paced game. Like, I was able to be the first to grab an idea. I was able first to get one of these. That hardly ever happens. But the good news is our economic growth is by increasing our cities. We're definitely... but I do want to get this guy subjugated. So that's our next priority. All right. He's going to siege. Actually, he would have moved in and done a battle first. Oh, 2 people died, but he did survive. That gives him a cube. That would have been his defend action. That would have gone down here. No, no, no. He did unrest, and he's going to do unrest again. These are very fortuitous cards for him. So he would do these two, for lack of knowing where he's going to do it. And actually his army would be off the board. Uh-oh. Military. I don't think he has any claims. He just rolled a 6, which is owner of Rival. Who's Rival? Not over here. Thankfully, it's not one of mine. Oh, where the heck is Rival? All right, so I read it's in the Gulf of Finland. Oh, it's the Livodian Order. So the claim would be on them, which the good news is, if I absorb them, the claim goes away, I think. Or technically, I'm the owner. So it goes on me. So everybody has a claim on me. Yay! The problem is when they declare war. This is where it gets jerky jerk. Nope. Nope. Military chart. Target is an opponent. Bot has less than 4. Yes. Is the target strength greater than or equal to 2 times the bot's strength? I mean, the bot's strength is... The answer is no. So they're declaring war on me right away. So they spend 1 cube to recruit all of this nonsense. There's no naval battle. Well, actually, there is a naval battle. So it would go here and then eventually keep going. So the naval battle here is between me and him, and it's a goofy rule. So he has 2 ports facing the area. In fact, he has 3 ports facing the area. So he's going to get an automatic hit on me. So I'm going to lose my fleet. And then, of course, I roll normal dice. And we can verify it. So when a bot attacks a human, they roll 1 artillery die plus 1 artillery die per adjacent bot ship. Plus 1 die if the bot has diplomatic ideas. Minus 1 if the human has an admiral. Bot scores 1 hit per cannon, but also scores 1 automatic hit per 2 ports facing the sea zone. So it's just automatic hits for them. And look at that, they get an extra die. It is just 1 ship, so they're going to roll for 2 ships. They did not get a cannon. They get an automatic hit, so I'm going to go ahead and just take out the fleet. It was already sus to have a fleet anyways. But we do get to roll 2 dice of our own. And we also missed. And then after that, their ship is destroyed. Now, if I would have had a heavy ship, I would have survived that just fine. I kept the trade ship out. All right, so land battle happened. But it keeps going. There's no land battle here. Is their army size double my strength? Not anymore. I'm going to say no. They can't recruit, so that doesn't do them any good. Army is on the map board. No. Place army in the closest space. Does it trigger battle? No. Are there hostile units with a naval bridge? I just sank their navy, so they don't have a naval bridge. So if they are close, they're going to move. Otherwise, they'll place a ship. But that's not going to help them. So let's get their army out on the board. They would have placed here. And actually, they could move 1-2 spaces to there, no problem. So it doesn't trigger a battle, though. We're in trouble. We're in massive, massive trouble. And then they unturn. So now it's our turn. Yes, we got all these troops. And now I got to go into debt to bring them all to bear. Now I'm over here, which... So we have this MC calculation. Like, I can hire 3 troops from here. It's usually unlimited if you can trace back to the capital. I just don't know what happens when there's an army at the capital. So we're looking for MC. Or MAC. I mean MAC. MAC. They don't have it on here. What kind of jerks don't put... So we're looking at the recruit action. So that's actually pretty early here. Pay 1. If you recruit units in areas containing hostile units, battles will commence. Actually, we're not going to be in their area, so we're fine. Yeah, I have to go into debt and defend here. I can do this defensive mentality. For each province I own that's being sieged, roll an artillery die. On a cannon result, the besieger suffers a casualty, and you may then pay 1 to make the siege fail. That's pretty awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armies. That's 12 ducats, which means I am now right back in debt to where I started. This is insane. But I did it. Wow. I just, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back here. Okay, these guys, they're going to do a focus politics. Diplomacy. That alliance goes away. They get another one. Causes them to lose their cubes. All right, so when they get that, they get this because it's a bot income thing. I'm going to clone it. So they get because they have 20 towns out. So they're going to get +1 cube and they have 10 manpower from it, and then you just add this to it. So they're getting an extra cube for having such a large empire. All right, we go to them. They're going to siege, but they only siege 3 tacks worth of stuff. So they're going to spend 2 cubes. They only get to do 1 town because I have so many large towns there. That's all they do. Now, what I could do is let them spend all their cubes and then siege it back. Because my cannon will siege every large town. See, like I let them spend all their cubes. Now, the problem is their army's going to stay there. I still have to defeat this army somehow. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. That's a large army. Yeah, I don't know what to do. If I go in and I lose, it's game over for me. Because them sieging all these towns, which they will do, right? They're going to spend 2 for 1, 2 for... They're going to get 3 of my large towns. And since no one else is at war with them, there's nothing... Like, I could have... if I had taken the defensive mentality, I guess, I could make them take a casualty. But see, then I have to spend more cubes to make the siege fail, so I can make them run out of cubes. And one of the things is they have my capital. So if the only thing they have is my capital, I can pay them 10 ducats during the peace process. But that's going to make me go bankrupt. But it is an option. And if I can figure out how to make money back, I may have to fire all my advisors to do it. But I have, I mean, technically I have this situation right now, but I have 6, 9. I'm making 11 ducats. I'd be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to get any new cards. All my advisors would be gone. But I could pull it off. I could do my golden age here, which lets me... oh, that's the Polish golden age. They would gain a vassal on Danzig. Ugh. I gain an alliance with a realm adjacent to Poland, and I can call them to war. And just have them help me. And I can make it, I can make it Lithuania. Make those two fight it out. This one would give me an alliance with Poland. Which would then, they would help me. But Poland doesn't have much of an army. Lithuania, however, has a massive army. Make those two powerhouses fight it out in my territory here. Then I can swoop in and claim or siege the towns back. I think that's better than trying to invade them. Yeah, I'm going to take my event. I'm going to take option A and do the alliance with Lithuania. So that way they'll join the war. I don't need these NPRs to do an alliance with me. This card goes away. I do have a better ruler. So yeah, now, so technically I'm at war with Sweden. And now so is Lithuania. And Sweden's at war with me. And also Lithuania. These two are dead. I don't know why I didn't update that. And I've been drawing cards with these guys. So my apologies. He needs to siege. Done. Now these guys won't do anything unless they draw a military. Well, they're at war. They're down to 2 cubes. Hold on a second. This may not have been a smart move. If they're at war and they're down to 2 cubes, they would have drew a card, but they're going to do their event. This may not have been a smart move. Oh, they would have spent 1 cube, by the way, because when they call to arms, they at least do that. Ah, crap. They're doing events. So they're not helping me with this war. So I would have needed to get Poland then. Because Poland, for sure, would have had cubes to help me. It's just they don't have any troops. Oh, man. This is so ugly. I think I'm at the end of my rope on this mission. I lost. I mean, we could try to play this out, but right here, Poland is declaring war on the Teutonic Knights. Take a free declare war action. targeting only that realm. They could declare war on Poland, possibly, if they choose this one. And this one just lets them get an idea. I got to make a decision because they're not going to help me, even though they got the big army. So getting them to join me in the war, not helpful. I mean, Poland's the only other one I could choose. So I'm going to have to do that. So it's not Lithuania at war with them. It's Poland that's at war with them. So since I retconned that, I do need to put them back. Give him his cube back. And then here they would spend their cube to at least get whatever manpower they do have. All right, now back to this guy. He is doing an event regardless. So let's roll. Oops, I didn't mean to roll them. So he did the 3. Religious Zeal's coming out. So he's going to pay 3 to research. He doesn't even have 3. So we can't do it. So that means he gains a cube. And then this is Native Uprising, which is worthless. And then blue and orange expand. Orange is up here. So yeah, he would... They can't take Novgorod. I guess they would start going into here. Karelia or Kazan? Karelia is alphabetically better. They would take Ladoga. Okay, so now it's their turn. They're going to spend 2 more cubes. Siege another town. It's to us. Again, I can't afford to do too much. I'm going to do a diplomacy action. Put 3 cubes here to set up to merge those. I have to wait. I'm just sitting, waiting for them to burn through their cubes. I need him to draw a war card. And the military is down there. All right, so he drew unrest, which is helpful to him. This was off the map. No, well, as soon as they sieged this, it would have gone off the map. Yep. Because they were at peace. All right, so this didn't help us. These guys are going to pass. They're going to siege another town. We're going to subjugate. Do we have to be at peace? They do not. So I'm going to spend 1 more And then the 1, 2, 3 we just talked about. So it puts me at 12 tax base. I am getting there. I'm scraping and fighting. I'm hoping that this guy is going to do something to help us. He's got a war because he's at war. So he's going to do a military action. Yay. So he's going to spend 2. And then what he does is he puts his army and he marches in to face them. It's going to be brutal, but basically they both roll 5 dice. So we're going to do the 5 dice for him. So he does 2 damage. And here's the irony. The true irony in this is that I spent all this game weakening Poland, and now because I weakened them, they're not strong enough to help me here. So they just hit 3 back. There's only 1 left, so all they can do is kill 1 more. And done. So Poland got wiped. But they did a decent job. I mean, they killed, 3 of them that I don't have to kill. All right. So just to verify, this is a bot attacking a bot. Oh, land. Bot attacking a bot. Yeah, each rolls 5 dice. If they had a military idea, they would get another. All right, so they're done. He passed. This is down to 1 cube. Can't siege anymore. So he's going to do his event. He rolled a 3. Scandal at the Curia. All PRs with a whatchamacallit, a bishop must choose. Lose 1 or take advantage. Pay 5 and 1 cube to gain 1 in open Curia slot. You may then, if you're Catholic, gain 1 admin or 1 to 2 in open slots by paying 1 and 2 ducats per slot. Okay, so bots always choose option A. And let's just move this up here and figure this out. So I have 1 up here, so I'm just going to choose to let him die. And then I also can choose, I'm just going to take the 1 admin. I'm not going to do this bottom nonsense. So I'll take him off there and put it on my admin. So next we have, they're going to choose to let him die because they always choose option A. And they're going to choose the 1 admin. They're all going to choose this. So yellow's not on here, so they don't have to choose. And then blue's going to lose 1. But it's going to be, oh no, that means that lets them siege again. And then they just gain 1 because they're a Catholic player realm. All right, so they gain their 1 cube back. That's not good. So now it's us, and we got to decide what we're going to do. This is going to make or break the game. Now, I have the ability to take an advisor from Yeah. I wanted to take a military leader so I can have a general. But yeah, I'm going to activate and... Or maybe I should do tertios so I could count this as 2 hits. Each infantry still only inflicts 1 casualty. So it just counts as 2 hits in case some of the other dice miss. The problem is that's going to cost me 5 cubes. Nope, I'm moving in. This is so stressful. I have no idea if this is going to work. I still have to siege all this stuff down. All right. The good news is he doesn't have the extra military dice. He's going to roll 5 against me. I'm going to bring my leader in, which lets me roll an extra cavalry die. I don't have any cavalry, but it could still let me get a hit. So I'm going to roll for him first. He just did 3 hits. That's brutal. Then I get 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get a whopping 1 hit on him. I am losing so badly. He just did 3 hits. I just did 2. I have to retreat. I need the cannon, or otherwise I won't be able to get the stuff back. And unless he draws another military card, I'm hosed. He does. Huzzah! So he's going to do a recruit. Here we go. We'll do Poland first. We're going to ignore this. That was a wonderful roll. Look at that. I'm keeping it because every single one of them was a hit. So it doesn't matter statistically. That was an amazing roll. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sweden. That was 2 hits. 1 more for Sweden. Somehow or another, Sweden got pushed off the board. Okay, so now it's their turn, and they would actually pass. They have less than 4 cubes. So it's to me. I'm going to activate and move in. I don't think I get to siege as part of my activation. I can't remember. It's move or siege. So I moved. Now I need these guys to not pass. And they're going to start passing. So I got 2 turns left. Here's the first thing they're going to do. So they're going to take... Oh, it's Poland. So they're going to take their own. That gives them a cube, which is going to help me here. Because if they get 1 more cube, they don't have to pass. They're going to declare war on me. Poland gains a claim in Prussia and may declare war on the Teutonic Order to immediately gain a vassal on Danzig. However, they're allied with me right now, so they can't do that. I mean, can you declare war on an ally? Hold on. Okay, well, saving my bacon, They cannot declare a war on me if they're allied with me and in a war alongside me. So that is not going to happen. So then the question becomes, do they do option A? Because they do gain 1 cube for doing option A, which is all I need them to get, by the way. Or they could do the Jagiellonian dynasty. They gain a royal marriage with Bohemia and Hungary. And they would gain 2 cubes. I would argue that they still at least get 1 cube up here. So that's what they do. It's not a very fruitful one for them, but heck, I didn't have some. I don't like my events so far as these guys. This is the Teutonic Order is tough, but you know what? In the EU4 they're tough, and they're tough to play in that one as well. But anyways, that was their event, and then because they have as many cubes as here, that's saving me and giving me an extra action because they have to have more. All right, so there's a pass. It's to me. I'm going to spend 1 cube, and because I have a cannon that counts as a siege value of 2, so I'm going to get this back. I'm kicking Sweden completely out of my area, especially because he's going to take 1 more turn. This is such a... I am getting out of this with the skin of my chinny chin chin. I'm massively in debt, mind you, but my goodness. Okay, so it's them. They actually still get an action. All right, so if it's the event card, they score equal to the amount spent on a drawn butt card, which is 0. Would they just draw another card? Because this is silly. I've never had this happen to me before. So funny enough, it's actually in the event action. So you just... So was the event already taken? Yes. So then you discard the event card and start over, which means they just draw another card. It's just so rare. I didn't even realize that where in the rulebook that was hidden. So you just draw another one. Man, it would have been nice if that was a war card. But it is diplomacy, and this comes out. Where is the diplomacy going to happen? They have 2 cubes here, but everything's taken. I guess these guys, I mean, they're going to get an alliance with Muscovy, but it's not going to last very long. But it does make their cubes go away, so then that sequence won't happen anymore. I mean, they would pick whoever they had. So they're going to get the alliance with Lithuania. But they're going to lose that too. I mean, either way, they both have more than 10. Oh, that would pull Lithuania into the war. You don't want to do that. You actually would rather... I'd rather do the alliance with these guys, because guess what? There's province adjacent to them. They're going to be able to do an NPR invasion. This is glorious. So now there's a war with Muscovy. Okay, so it's back to us. We'll spend another cube. And we're going to kick them out. Because even if they pass, I get 1 more action. And I believe that's exactly what's going to happen here. They have less cubes. No, they're at war, and they have more than 4 cubes. Dang it, they drew diplomacy again. A realm in Lithuania. Yeah, that's a bot. Realm in Moscow and Ryazan. Their 2 cubes went right back. But you know what? This time it actually paid off for them. So it's not the end of the world. And because of how weak they are, having an alliance like that, it does help them. All right, but they did... no, they did not pass. So I'm going to spend one more. And we're going to kick them completely out. You know what's even crazier is I could probably go in and try to start taking territory. Because they passed. So I could go 1-2 and start sieging land. The problem I have is I don't I mean I'd have to do a focus first and then march. I could do more development like this, which will increase my tax income, because I'm going to need it because of how far in debt I am. I'm not going to lose the 10, which is good, because they don't have my capital anymore. All right, well, he still has more than 4 cubes, so he's drawing another one. Haha, there it is. Military. And then he'll spend 2 more. And yeah, he's marching. He's going to go 1, 2, right into their territory. And he will siege on his turn. So I was going to do development, like I said. But because he's sieging territory, I feel like I should go in and siege territory too. I have a ship, so what I can do is I can take their capital. If I take Stockholm, I'm going to force them to make peace with me because I have their capital. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work. So it's like, what, 26? So you need total victory for this. You need partial victory for that. If you occupy their capital, but you also need partial, so I can't humiliate them. Can't do desired succession. Oh. So if you do the keep the board state, capitals must be returned. It has to pay a ransom. You can exchange any provinces they occupy for provinces of equal tax value. Return any province they occupy and demand that the loser pays 3 ducats per tax value. They have to pay a ransom of 10. Or I can do 3 per tax value. I can liberate provinces, so I can like make Denmark liberated. You can only do is maximum of 2 times the tax income of the loser. So the question is I got to get a partial victory to pull that off. So I would need land units outnumber the total number of in their areas plus any deployed. Oh, you know what? They have 0. So we would get a partial victory. And if I hold their capital, I can take 10 ducats from them. I mean, I could take territory from them, yes. So I could go in and like take the capital of Denmark, for example. Or I could just get 10 ducats and pay off my loans. Which is better. I mean, obviously the territory might be better because it weakens them as well, because they are very powerful. I mean, I could do this for 10 ducats, but if I went, for example, here, I can grab this one, which is a large town. Remember, I have a cannon, so I could siege it. And the problem is I gotta focus first, because I only have 1 cube left. Fine, I'll focus. So then they go, and they're going to siege. So they're going to get 1. Which one do they take? They take the alphabetical one. So H. And we're allied in this war. So what's going to be interesting is they're going to get this territory, because we're going to keep the current board state. This is wild. Yeah, so which is more... I don't think the 10 ducats is more... Like, short term, the 10 ducats is more important. Long term, taking something like this or this is so much more important. I don't have the ability to take this. See the C zone? I can take Lund, but I can't take this. I mean, Lund is still a fabulous little addition. So I'm going to go ahead and move. And now they're going to pass, which leaves me 1 and only 1 action. And I'm going to take Lund. And I will have a partial victory for that. All right, so let's remove casus belli and truces. So these truces, for example, go away. Where else were they? NPR invasions. Now this is where it's going to get fun. Muscovy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going to invade. And these do belong to Sweden, so they're going to siege that down. Now, they could have done this one, but this is higher tax value. Oh, no. Yeah, because both of them are adjacent to him. So that's glorious. So they lost 2 towns. We're getting so lucky. Okay, yeah, that's where the rebels would siege. So they're going to siege or move. There's other rebels in this game. This one would move to here. And these would lose another one. Peace resolution. Okay, I think we got this all sorted out. we would keep the current board state, which means Sweden loses this town. So their massive empire got a little smaller. Poland got a little bit better. I don't think I had a claim for Sweden. But I forced them to lose a big town. And so this is going to flip to truce. Truce and truce. Sweden's going to have a massive defend action they're going to have to do here. Prestige penalties. So Sweden's going to lose 2 points. Very low scoring game so far. Interregnum, religious dissent. Roll rebel dice. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Lithuania. Lose a cube and 1 revolution. They don't have an army on the board, so highest tax base would be here. Poland has 1, 2, 3. They don't have a cube to lose. Then me. I don't want a revolution because I only have 1 cannon to defend against. Oh, you jerk. You jerk. All right, well, they're going to roll their 1 die. Ah, they got my cannon. I'm going to roll. All right, I at least destroyed their guy, but they wiped my army. So my artillery, which has been so clutch, is gone. Okay, I think that's all the rebel dice. So now we do income, upkeep, all that other jazz. So the Papal Controller is now, oh, it's still Poland. So 1, 2, 3, they're back on board. This is for the HRE. He rolled a 6, so he moves up. So well done to him. And let's do, so all these guys, they're moving on to H2. So the people who wrote the script have the cards already set up. So that part's nice. So we just grab the bot 2 deck and shuffle, shuffle, they're good to go. So this is a big hot mess, so we're just going to put all those in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. They're not doing any of this. So they have manpower of 5. And I think these go away. Yes, they do. This also goes away. As does all the age ones. One, two, three, and four. Just need to move that down. All right, what do we got? Successfully siege opponent town in the HRE. Worth 2 or more, so basically siege a large or 2 small. Have a claim in a distant area. Expand overseas. Perform a trade action earning 15 or more. Hey, we had that on the first one, and I still, by the way, could earn that. I have to, this is a trade action. The other one was income. But I needed to have 15 after expenses. So I may not be able to do it. I actually make 16. If I fire everybody, I could pull it off. Okay. Okay, so for him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he has 10. He gets an extra cube. He also gets an extra cube because of Papal Controller. He gets an extra cube because of this. 10, 11. The rich get richer. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. So he loses 1. Okay, I think the bots are ready. That's gone. Okay, so we got to do our stuff here. So like I said, I would get 16. I would owe, right here, I owe 4. So I already don't get the objective. So 16 minus 4 is 12. This would be 10, 6. I would get 4 ducats. Not even enough to pay for... I mean, if I'm willing to really lose a lot of cubes... I'd have to pay to get these guys back, which I can do. Or I just don't draw 6 new... $6 worth of stuff. This one here is the tough one because it costs 4, but it gives me a lot of cubes because otherwise I only get 1 cube. Like, it's been handy. And I would make 3 because that counts as 1. And then half of these up to 6 come back. So it'd be 4. And then these 3 would remain exhausted. I can't take another loan. Absolutely cannot. I'm currently, if I keep everything that you currently see, I'm going to make 3 ducats, which I do get a free card draw. But then I would only be able to afford 1 more card. I'm sort of thinking like, well, I mean, if I fire these, if I ever want them back, I still have to pay the ducats. So it's pay now or pay later. I mean, if I pay later, I at least get healthy ducats. Healthy guys. I mean, we currently have the pluses dying. And the pluses over here are none of my guys. All right, I'm going to let this one go. So he'll be on top. This one's already on top for 2. So that gives me 4 more ducats. So now I'm getting 7 ducats. So then next stage, when I draw my cards, I'll get 1 admin for free. I'll draw 3 more, and then I can make a decision on whether I want to buy those 3 I draw, or I could use that towards paying off some loans. The loans themselves cost me 4 ducats, which was the price of this card. So, I mean, I'm doing better. If I can get my loans squared away, not go to war again, of course. Oh, I got to do my income. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. So I'm getting there. But see, I only get 1 cube here. But I think for now, I'm going to have to live with that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just when I was thinking I didn't need military cubes, I do. Now, here's a rule that's not in the game. But my son and I, what we do is, now that we're on age 2, we just draw a new row. We keep the other ones, and we just draw the new ones. So it says, at the end of step 1 in the battle sequence, roll 1 cavalry die per cavalry unit you have, and inflict 1 casualty per cavalry result rolled. Never roll more dice than any of the number of enemy infantry units, or 6 minus the enemy's number of military ideas. Jeez Louise. Your regular cavalry units cost 4. Oh, so they're cheaper. But that's not a bad one. We are Teutonic Knights, right? This one's not a bad one. And yeah, like if I can avoid going to war, I could spend 5 cubes and get one of those. That would let me inflict some cavalry results on them. All right, I'm not against it. Otherwise, if I had enough money, which I don't because I'm massively in debt, I could plop a bunch of ships and start colonizing. Because between this and this, there's 10 points over here to be had. All right, well, that brings us to the end of the age, though. How am I doing? Well, I mean, strictly from a points perspective, I'm in the game. I'm second place. From a power perspective, I'm starting to get some power, but I'm still massively weak. Lithuania and Sweden can kick my butt. The fact that I got away with Sweden like I did was a miracle. This is going to keep Sweden occupied, so they'll never draw any military cards. These guys will be a little occupied. And then Poland's not a threat anymore. To me, I don't think. So we're okay there. But man, oh man, it's challenging for sure. You know, am I playing it as optimal strategy? I have no idea. I'm really just trying to survive. And I don't know how much fun that is. I mean, it's a little bit adrenaline filled, but yeah, I'm just trying to survive, and I mean, it's cool. I am. My basic strategy so far is just to spam as many large towns as I can. So even though I haven't like taken a lot of territory, I have at least expanded my ability to contribute. And oh, by the way, we now have 8 manpower. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's 8. The other thing I was going to say is the objective. So this is where I'm trying to read. At the age 1, Teutonic Order must own... I can't read it. I know it's a smudgy picture that I took. All of their starting provinces and one of Livland, Zermantesia, or Poznan. I own 2 of them. So I only needed to own 1, and so we succeeded at medium and hard difficulty level. You would be penalized if you failed to do this. And then later on, we're going to have a path 1 and a path 2 that I guess is going to be some kind of government form decision. So path 1 is I stay a theocracy, which I currently am. Oh, then I have to complete mission. Oh my gosh, I haven't been doing the missions. Oh no. I totally forgot to do the missions. The Teutonic Order mission deck. I haven't been doing missions. My goodness. So this is a generic mission deck. And yeah, this is the ones from the Destiny. I have missions from DD Realms right here. So one of these is going to be Teutonic Order. Right here. Okay, we got to retcon this a little bit. I'm going to do my best. So we yeah, there's 12 total cards in here, so we got to get to the green ones. Here we go. Have 3 cubes in 3 different HRE areas. I was not doing this one. Collect 10 or more ducats during your own or another PR's trade action. And hired swords. This one would, look at that. Let me develop a small into a large. My goodness, folks. I've been like handicapping myself there. All I have to do is just put 3 cubes in 3 different HRE areas. Well, I'm definitely not going to do the trade one. It's too hard. Have 3 mercenary units deployed in your armies. I did that. Gain a claim on an area adjacent by land to your realm. All right, I'm not going to do the claim, but I did do this, so I will get 1 point. And then what that did is that unlocked 2A and 2H. So here's 2A. There is no 2H. See, this is a generic one, so that's why. Okay, so this one is own or vassalize 3 provinces in Estonia and Lavinia. I did that one. So that's 2 more points. You may pay 1 admin to either expand the Baltic Sea trade node or gain a 3rd merchant. Baltic Sea is a weird one. I'm going to gain the 3rd merchant. And we'll put that in the Baltic Sea. All right, so these 2 are done. Now that one gives me 3A or 2F or 3F. Sometimes I can't read the screen. 3A and 2F. So 3A. There is no 2F. Okay. Challenge the Patriarch. State religion is counter-reform, so I think I'm at my limit here. So the only other one I could have aggressively done was this one, which gives me a free small to a large. But like, which 2 would I have active? I would say this one. Although that's going to be hard to do now because I'm low on cubes. Non-point province is worth 4 more tax value adjacent to White Ruthenia. That's going to be down here. It said non-port, so I can't count these. Yeah, that's not going to happen unless I take Novgorod. So I'll do this trade one. Lets me expand a trade node for free if I can somehow get 10 or more ducats. Not sure how easy that's going to be, but maybe the Baltic Sea will give it to me. So this one's unlocked for us. These are all available. And these ones are done. Okay, I mean, that was pretty easy to catch up. There was not a lot of ambiguity there. I for sure did both of these. And, I mean, we've done 4 ages. And you can, at most, you know, you get a new milestone each, round. And basically, we burned through 2. The only one is, like, this one could have been done earlier. But it is what it is. And it unlocks a whole crap ton of stuff. C, E, H, and maybe J. It's like this one, own and have 2 large towns on 2 or more core provinces that were small at the start of the game. Like, that's one I could have done. Anyways, this is just an automatic one. The moment that I can do this, which that's probably the one thing, like if I would have focused more, I could have done that. But I put all my cubes over here. I mean, I need to have 3 in HRE. I do have 1, right? This one's a lost cause, but I can just add 2 more here, 2 more here, and then 3 somewhere else. And And then I at least can do that. And then the next one's an automatic. So the missions are why I am going to win. Those points are pretty sweet. But with that said, you know, how am I doing? I'm massively in debt. If I can do that mission, this gives me 5 ducats, which is really nice. And if I could do the trade one, I might actually get some. I mean, maybe the Baltic. So let's take a look here. Is there any Baltic Sea ones? I don't think the Baltic comes up very often. That's the Black Sea. Another Black Sea. And we're not getting a lot of Baltic ones, folks. There's 14 cards left. 13 have been played. Not a single one of them has the Baltic in it. I don't know. Not a good trade node, but my takeaway is, I'm guessing that the fur trade, it's got to be a fur, like the good. See, like that one. Yeah, right there, Novgorod or the Baltic Sea. And yeah, it was fur. There's a Baltic Sea grain. Not a high-paying one. Okay. I don't mean to sidetrack so badly, but there you have it. I don't have enough time to do another age tonight. So I'm going to have to end it here. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.